it is brand advertising. The platform at Martini is just built on not just 125 million uniques on the web, but 120 million profiles. So that's really needed to help brands understand who they've reached and validate that. But I run Martini Media.
Carl Fremont, I'm head of the media practice at Digitas, which is a agency that's focused on building brands with digital at the core. We're part of the Publicis Group, and I represent one of the largest media advertising buying units. So I'm here representing that side of the business.
My name is Noah Bighart. Excuse me. I'm co-founder of a company called Moat. We're a brand analytics company. And the way we think about things are everyone in this day and age with tablets and laptops and phones, our attention, television, our attention is fractured. So the scarce commodity that advertisers are looking for is attention. So what we do with our software is measure people's attention, whether it's on content, on advertising, wherever it is, whether it's on phone or tablet or computer. So that's our company.
Fantastic.
Nokia
so,
growth and
I think what we've been doing this conference, and I think it's interesting because the rocket fuel guys said they met Nokia and OnMedia in like 2010, and you guys ended up giving them some money. So
that's good.
Take note. So basically, this town, in terms of, was built on the back, at least the innovation side of this town, was in many ways driven by the emergence of the ad network phenomenon. And every year I've had this event, there's always kind of this feeling that ad networks have seen, there's already, all the ad networks that have ever been built have been built, and there's just no more room left. However, if you rewind, there's been some dramatic changes across the board in pricing and consumer behavior and all that kind of stuff. So we'll start with Paul and just say, what, in the last 2 or 3 years, what would you say the biggest shift and business and trend shift has been made in this whole marketplace opportunity that we all need to kind of pay attention to?
Sure. Managing partner in Nokia growth.
First of all, I'd say from an investor's point of view, while there are many big players out there, the advertising space continues to be a very important and exciting industry for us to invest in. We were contrarian investors back in 2009 when the industry was in a downward cycle, and we were happy investors in a number of companies, including Rocket Fuel at that time. Our interest in advertising is it's one of the primary ways to monetize any form of online media. Secondly, the value of incumbency is relative to other sectors is low. It's an area where technology is escalating, increasing quickly. So to your question, Tony, the areas that are of significant interest to us are the rise of real-time bidding and advertising as a trading platform, the efficiencies that get brought into the market as a result of that. Secondly, mobile advertising. We had a number of good conversations about that earlier today and how that is under-monetized. The third related to that is the importance and value of location, and I think that would be one of the keys to unlocking the value of and potential of mobile advertising. What we have found is that location, mobile advertising, when it doesn't have location attached to it, trades at a significant discount to the internet, but when it has location attached to it, one of our companies, Verve, has found that you can have a 2 to 5 times uplift on internet. So, and then we're seeing globalization as being an important part. I've worked in China for 5 years, and 3 years ago the view was you can't play in China. We're now seeing quite significant success stories in the globalization with people going to China and vice versa.
So Ragnar, obviously Smata was built on the back of the mobile trend. So what is the state of mobile advertising today versus like 3 years ago? What's the biggest shifts?
I think
Ragnar Cruz, CEO,
with
Smata.
capabilities around programmatic buying, selling, RTV, that is really changing mobile advertising now. When we started, we had text advertising, so on web pages, And now you actually are able to do rich media advertising and do this in a very automated way and have larger audiences available. So RTV on mobile has become really big. A year ago, just from ourselves, it took us 1.5 years to build out really real-time bidding, all based on open standards. So we implemented OpenRTB 2.0, which is adapted by most of the industry now in mobile, which is great because it provides a lot of transparency on the buy and sell side. And beginning of last year, I know I was at this conference, we had 0% revenue really on RTV. Now it's, Q4 was 30%. Yeah, we expected during next quarter to be more than 50%. We know also in online, for a lot of the exchanges, it's now 80–90% of their business, which is actually good. So the nice thing is through those exchanges, it's now possible to actually aggregate and have a lot of inventory, but also data available. Location as one data set, first party, third party data, and combining them, combining this with your data. Now you can cherry pick. So it really means is also in mobile that you are able to target really buying audiences and cherry pick. Yeah. By this, one of the nice trends too is in-app advertising is the majority really of the traffic on mobile, on smartphones, but also on tablets. And with apps, you have a lot of identifiers. Apple actually, that's also important, introduced last year the Advertiser ID, which really allows to do the much better tracking. With that tracking, you can measure pretty much everything. Just everyone needs to know and then kind of to follow. So we will see really great results over this year as it really scales in 2013 on mobile, also on RTV. And that will open up much larger audiences. And I would say if someone would ask me, ultimate goal until year end, being able to reach 150, 200 million unique users just in the US through a single buy.
Okay, so
That's great.
yeah, not to skip here, but
You are.
but I'm skipping. Only because Carl brought up pragmatic media, programmatic, yes, and programmatic media, which, you know, from the research I've done is saying that, you know, it's a powerful force, but isn't it putting pretty hard downward pressure on ad prices?
Not really. It doesn't have to. I believe that what programmatic does on two sides. One is on the publisher side, obviously gives the opportunity to monetize across the full spectrum of inventory that is available, and provide solutions to brands, to agencies, to brands across that whole brand spectrum, from building a brand association awareness for more contextual type of media buys through to more efficient, even direct sales. So I think on the publisher side, it provides a great deal of opportunity to further monetize and be part of a brand solution. On the agency side, what it provides is a means for us to be more efficient with our time, with parts of the process, to automate them, to make them more enriched through information and data, so we can make smarter, real-time buying decisions. So I believe that programmatic is a plus to both buyers and sellers and the brands in between.
So to skip back to Skip, you mentioned the term brand matrix.
Well, I'll touch on that. I think the trend first, as I answer that, is brand dollars for the first time last year surpassed DR online. So the conversations, and DR is fine, and we've built an industry on it. But what's interesting now is that around brand metrics, for me, the #1 priority when you're now at the C-suite is the CMO cares the most about at Amex and places that you're at, Carl, is they care about content marketing. And when they really care about content marketing, it's not DR and it's not just branding, it actually ends up being branded response, sort of in the middle. And when I think of brand metrics or any of that, I'll just tee up Noah. I think the most interesting thing in brand advertising is we can finally make measurement make money. I know the association calls it make measurement make sense, but it will make money for the advertiser, but also to Carl's point, if you get measurement right for brand advertising, it makes money for the publisher. And I think that's really disruptive. So I'll hand over after my quick statement to more Noah or you, Tony.
So
Noah
is with Moat, obviously, which is one of the emerging top ad analytics. So from your seat, what do you see?
Yeah, so like Skip was saying, I mean, we focus on brand metrics, and till now, the success metric that a lot of companies online are focused on is click-through rate, and a lot of direct response companies just want clicks and traffic to their website. And what we're seeing as the brands come online, click-through rate is declining, and it doesn't really matter for brands. You know, when you think about Super Bowl commercials like a Coke ad or a Ford ad, they're not trying to get you to go to the website, they're trying to inform you and get you to learn generally about their products. So what we saw and what our company is trying to attack is this problem of, well, how do you measure things? And in a way that online that makes sense for brands is not about the click-through rate. And so our brand metrics attempt to measure attention, engagement, interaction with ads, and ultimately whether these ads are influencing consumers regardless of whether or not they click on them.